Hello and welcome to the NES Timeline. I'm Tarquin and we are going to be playing Mach today. This is the 18th game in the NES Timeline and it is very special because it is the last game of the launch titles. So here we have a story. In the year 2112, the Earth has been invaded by evil forces. 99 years from now. Journey to neighboring sectors destroying invaders. Wow, that sounds peaceful. Okay, so I guess I push A or B to pick a path here, and I picked B. And it looks like there's 10 areas. You are Mach Rider. Yes, I am. So I have to control the gears. If you look up at the top of the screen, I have to accelerate by pushing A, and I change gears by pushing up on the D-pad. I have a limited number of shots. I think I have supposed to have 80 bullets, so every time I shoot 2 bullets, so I have 40 shots before I run out of bullets. And if I crash, which can happen various ways, I will get my bullets back. And on this first level, I have infinite lives, but every level following this, I have to complete all 9 of them within the 3 lives that I have, plus gaining an extra life every 3 successful races, something like that. And I'll point out in the next race the rest of what's going on the top of the screen. But an interesting thing about this game, this is the first game on the Nintendo by Hal Laboratories. You may know them as the people that made the Kirby games, but they are also pretty famous for making the Smash Brothers games. So let's see. Also, I have score up there. That's fun. If I crash into any of these barrels, I will die, but if I bump into one of the other racers from behind, I will not die. But if they bump into me from behind when I'm going too slow, I will die. So this game makes perfect sense. The water, there's an explosion right there. Hooray! You get used to seeing that. I'm probably not going to be able to beat all 10 of the levels. That sound was the sound of me not changing gears enough in enough time. So yeah, the game doesn't have a brake. The only way to slow down is by shifting down in gears, which is always a good thing. I like it when racing games don't have brakes. That lets you know that the game is going to be good. Whoa, 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 whoa. So if you look up there, it says to go, 12 kilometers. And since I live in America, I do not know how to convert that into miles, but I know what miles are. All I know is that number is constantly going down, and I don't know how I didn't crash into that barrel. And when it reaches 0, that's the goal. That's the end of the level. And I will be able to progress to the next level, if I do not die before then. Later on, you'll also see oil slicks. Look just like the water, or ice, or whatever that is, and it does the exact same thing. It makes you spin out. And the only way to counteract that is by pushing the opposite direction on the control to counter steer, which I have yet to demonstrate because this game is really fast. So very fast, and it is nearly impossible, if not entirely impossible, to see upcoming obstacles. Search for survivors in the city ahead. I'll try track number A this time, even though that seems like a perfect idea. Terrible idea. I meant track letter A. I always thought it was funny when people would say number A or number B, and you'd be surprised at how common that is. So you can blow up the barrels on the side of the road as well, but it's really hard to hit them, and there's really no point of it. And this here is an ice area. The fun thing to note about this is you can't counter steer if you hit slick like ice or oil or something like that. I have no idea why the lines in the middle of the road are flashing. I'm assuming that is to simulate speed. The little tacks here. Yeah, see, I was going slow and he ran into me, so I died. Oh, and I got game over. Hooray! I'm actually going to try it one more time. But the little tacks, the little arrow-looking things there, they do the same thing as the oil and the water. I don't know why there's different graphics. So here we have endurance mode. Go 20 kilometers within 250 video game time units, which looks like, I don't know, a fifth of a second, a fourth of a second, something like that. The only thing I can tell is the difference with the endurance race is there's no real story. I don't know if you... Oh, I forgot to change gears. I don't know if you could really consider fighting mode or fighting course, whatever it was called, story mode, but it seemed like there was a sparse bit of story there, like rescue the cities, the villagers. Rescue the citizens! Oh, I almost hit that. So if you get slowed down, you have to gear down. Hooray! Manual driving! Yeah, I have no idea if there's actually an end to this game. If somebody does know, please tell me, because I wasn't able to figure that out. But it does say that there's only 10 courses. I don't know. Just using... Wow, dude, chill. Just using my basic knowledge of the rest of the launch titles on this this list, all 18 of the launch titles, I'd say there's a pretty good chance, statistically speaking, that there is no end to this game and that it just loops like every other arcade-style game on this console. You see up there it says, it doesn't say I have lives, because essentially the timer is my lives. And you see where it says distance 21 kilometers right now? No matter what happens, I beat this level, so I could just park my bike and I'm done with the level because I have no more distance that I need to travel. See? Timeout. Time over. You have qualified. Try the next course. And it constantly increases the distance and the amount of time you have to get there. Well, the amount of time gets closer to the distance. Let's see. The other mode is... I don't remember what it was called, but it's exactly like endurance mode. 25 kilometers in 300. So yeah, it increased the time by 50 and the distance by 25. Also worth noting, the geographical realism of this game, specifically how fast I go a kilometer. If you look up there, I go pretty darn fast, and I'm pretty sure I'm not actually going that fast. Just looking at how fast all of the obstacles are flowing past me. I'd have to say I'm probably supposedly going over 100, 150 miles an hour, something like that, in order to go that distance that fast. But I don't know off the top of my head what the mathematical formula of miles to second ratio is right now. So yeah, I'm going to assume, visually speaking, hey, I ran out of bullets. I'm not going that fast. Yeah, just using the visual cues on the screen. This game, did I get bullets back? Oh yeah, if you bump somebody into one of the barrels on the side of the road, the barrier, whatever those things are called, you'll get extra bullets for it. I forgot to mention that earlier. So 25, there we go. I guess that's what the sound is for, to let me know that I have completed my goal and that everything beyond this point is meaningless. So I could just park my bike right here. By the way, the reason there's no brake, as in the B button, is because the B button shoots and the A button accelerates. It doesn't appear select does anything, and pause, start, pauses. Up and down, go up and down in the gears. Hooray! So yeah, Hal Laboratories. Awesome. This is the second motorcycle game in the NES Timeline. The first one was Excite Bike, which was awesome. This game, it reminds me of F1 Race. It was a Game Boy game in America. It was also on the Nintendo, but it didn't come out in America. So I guess it was only on the Famicom. So I'm going to intentionally lose this race, which probably won't be too hard, since I'm probably going to crash into everything a lot. But I don't know if any of you ever played that game. I played it a lot when I was younger because my neighbor had it on the Game Boy. It was really fun. I liked the handling in it. This game, the handling is very similar, but there's obstacles on the road, and F1 Race actually had a brake and a map, so the map was very useful. I think with these kind of racers where it simulates turns like this, I think it's much more useful to have a map, and I guess you get the map to begin with, but there's not a heads up of it when you're actually racing, which is kind of obvious. I have a rear view mirror up there, which is useful, in case somebody's creeping up on me, but I found that they get into the rear view mirror and then hit you so fast that the rear view mirror doesn't actually help you. It doesn't help you to avoid running into someone. So yeah, I'm actually trying to race right now, and I'm still probably going to lose. So hooray! And then I'll show you the other two modes, which one of the modes, interestingly enough, is design. You can design your level, which I think is cool. Kind of like Excitebike, but it's the layout of the track is that same thing that you see on the map. And I think you can actually do an A and B mode when you create a level, a track. But I haven't tried it. I just tried messing around with it, so I know how it works, but I didn't try putting multiple paths. I could try putting a C in there and then controlling a C path, and then controlling it with the Genesis controller, but I don't think that'll work. So I'm coming up on 30. I might need to slow down here. Oh, I'm pushing the fire button to slow down. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, but A, B, and C. Yeah, I don't know. There was probably a joke in there somewhere, but I didn't go for it. Was it 30 or 35? I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, racing. Oh, I didn't crash into it. Yeah, I guess when you're going slow, you can't crash into it. Oh, what? I beat it. That's hilarious. Well, I'm going to go ahead and restart it, and then we'll look at the other two modes. Well, I won't look at one of the other ones. Anyways. Okay, we're back, and solo course is the same as endurance, but there's no racers on the track. It's just obstacles. And also the ice blocks. I didn't mention those earlier. The little blue, looks like a little blue stone, is you cannot destroy it with your gun, so you have to just dodge it. So fighting, endurance, that's just the mode that you race in. So you actually have to go down here to design the track. And the controls are a little weird if you don't know what you're doing, but what you have to do is you move this around when you're not pushing any buttons. You hold down B, and you can pick obstacles, and it's just giving you the ability to place only the blocks that will fit in this area. So if you go into the middle, you'll see all of the types of blocks. And you can select it and still go up here into the corner, and it'll have it selected, but it's not going to be, you can't place it everywhere. So anyways, you place it with the A button. I'm just going to go ahead and start with a curve there, why not? And it does a pretty good job of telling you what would be a good piece to put afterwards. So I'm just going to throw a couple of these in here. Throw that down there. And curve, and then one thing to note, which is probably obvious to you already, you can't pick the obstacles on the course because I believe they're either pre-selected or they're randomly generated, but I don't think they're randomly generated. I just don't get that impression from this game for some reason. So I'm trying to see if I can put another track on here. Here we go. A B course. Oh, I guess not. Okay, well that's good to know. Okay, there's my A track there. Hooray! And then you push start or select. Yeah, select. And you can come back here and you can save it for whatever reason, because the game doesn't have a battery in it, so once you turn the power off, the game's not saved anymore. So I don't know why. I guess if you want to save it so you can leave your Nintendo on and somebody else can come over later and play it, I have no idea. And that is taking quite a while. Okay, game, be done saving. And then you can go to fighting course, why not, and see it says pick course A. I don't know if you can put a B on there. It doesn't appear as though you can. So we start off with the curve here, yeah. And let's speed up a little bit and see the random obstacles just on the road. I don't know if they're going to be the same every time I race or what. It looked like he put oil on the road. I don't know what was going on there. It's kind of weird. So this was my loop, and then I go straight a little bit, and then I have a little bit of a curve. I remember that part. And then I think the track is straight all the way to the end here. And it's actually kind of short. If you go straight from left to right on the map, it ends up being really, really short. So I guess you need to put all those twists and turns in there to make it a bit more entertaining, because there's the end. Hooray! So everybody, this has been Mach Rider for the NES Timeline, the final game of the launch titles. Next up is Donkey Kong. Thanks for watching. This sector is now under attack. Help defend the city from invaders. So it turns out you can race your little piddly track here in the regular race type thing, and the story progresses. So I'm gonna record from here since there's only 2 races left, I guess, 2 or 3, something like that, and see if there's actually an ending to the game. I have no idea what those balls are that keep popping up on the screen, but they appear to give me points. I don't know if I shoot them or drive through them. I don't know how to obtain the points. But yay, see how long that was just driving on a straight track? But I've been collecting them or something. I've been doing something to them. Did I kill somebody? Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, see, I got 1 ball. I don't know how. Continue your quest to locate the Triforce. No, the secret invading base. You are Mach Rider. Yeah, I know. I'm glad that you told me that between every single race. It's highly useful information. Hooray! One thing else I didn't mention earlier was that the different racers take a different amount of hits, or invaders, I guess is what the game calls them. A different amount of hits to destroy. Like this gray guy right here, he's the most aggressive and hardest to kill, and he will actually hang next to you and try to kill you. So I don't think any of the other racers do that besides him. But here's the end of the track, so let's see what happens. Unless that was the 9th track instead of the 10th track, I don't know. Blocked 0, destroyed 2. Yes, I did. And I got a bunch of shots off. Yeah, you get points for wasting bullets, apparently. In the year 2112, the Earth has been invaded by evil forces. You are Mach Rider. Yeah, it just wraps around again to the beginning of the game. So, there you go. That was Mach Rider, everybody. Thanks for watching.